Hello everyone and welcome back to Revival Tournaments. This is your host Gold Mason and I am joined by a very sick but still kicking Big Will.
I'm like barely alive. You did that intro fast as by the way. Can we talk about that? Like you like speed ran that intro.
I'm used to it now, you know. I've had a lot of practice. We're here with our mutual close friend Kristyl, as well as Endill is a pretty great Pokemon battler, as is Kristyl. Kristyl more focused on DPP usually, while Endill is noted ADV main.
Yeah, Endill I know hasn't for a while. He wasn't horribly active. He tends to play. He played like Invite every year, but he wasn't really super active in between. This year he has played a few things. I'm pretty sure he played ADVPL. He's getting back into Invite now, and he's. I'm glad to see him back. I'm glad to see more good ADVers re-entering the scene.
Absolutely. Well, it's game time, Big Will, and we are going into game one.
Let's get into it. We got T-Tar versus T-Tar. Let's see what gets clicked here. That'll reveal a lot.
Double
Endill goes Skarm.
No.
A Brick Break, and that looks banded to me. 25 is probably... Oh, never mind. It's Black Belt. Nice. Oh!
Oh my god.
Wait, why would you go Blister? Why would you go Blister?
Endill said...
Because the Brick Break roll was too high, like, to be... I'm pretty sure that was too high to be, like...
I don't think he was paying attention to it. Maybe thought it was like
he saw Brick Break and definitely thought it was mixed, but
yeah.
I don't think you can that Brick Break roll was so high though. It'd be way lower if it was like the Mixtar that Bliss can switch into.
Maybe you thought it was like attack investment?
Well, yeah, attack invested Mixtar still 2-hit KOs Bliss though, or at least it can. So that's still a dangerous swap. But anyway, Endill at a pretty sizable disadvantage considering the Moltres is now revealed from Krystyl's end. He still does have a two partial answers in the Starmie and the Tyranitar, especially considering the Starmie is likely a Recover Spin variant. But that is still a pretty sizable turn 2 loss from Endill. And Kristyl going to show a Jolteon here. I wonder if it's like that old school. Wonder if it's like that old school Flygon Jolt team, or if it's gonna be a Gengar, and then the last is going to be Swampert, Meta, or Flygon. One of those three. I know, there's the Flygon. Okay.
Immediately.
Yeah.
And no real Jolteon or Moltres answers for Endill here. I mean, yes, somewhat
Blissey
the
down?
Starmie, but
with the Blissey down, it's very scary. And there's the Salamence. That is the standard last on this. With these 5, I would expect Salamence last from Endill's side. It's just going to be a nice standard mix fence. The Jolteon here, even if it's not HP Ice, does live a hit from mixed fence, so it's pretty reasonable to just swap it in. Probably T-Bolt coming out here. Okay, that's actually it's either a pretty strong Jolteon or it's a pretty not bulky Tyranitar. 40's a lot. Wow, okay. But either way, Kristyl looks very well positioned in this game 1. This Jolteon's going to do a lot of work, I think. Flygon Heart's probably gonna mash. Oh, because it's Salac. Hold on. But it doesn't. Not that it really matters, because Skarm can just come in and wall Salac gone forever. And now, he Drill Peck, so he's not toxic on this, which I guess makes sense considering you don't want to be walled by Gar on a team like this. Otherwise, Gar's just gonna rip you to shreds. Oh, it's Pektox. Nice. I like that set. But you can tag one of Jolteon and Moltres, but not the other. Not sure where Mason went, but you know, I'm down to
No, I'm here.
Okay.
My bad.
No, you good.
We talked before the game. I have an opponent that I'm supposed to be playing right now, and they just messaged me back.
So okay. Nah, don't worry about it. I gotcha. I will cover it up for you. So.
Oh, I thought that was ice. I thought that was like the craziest ice read of all time.
No, ice would have been insane here. I don't think you can afford ice here, but it would have been actually insane. Oh, I'm sorry. Trading the Moltres down, I think, is pretty reasonable considering the Gengar is probably just going to come close to cleaning up. The Starmie with Psychic likely has... It can have some Spit F investment. I'm not sure. I didn't see the roll earlier, but there's a good chance that it does. And at this point, I believe that the combination of
Fire Punch.
And now Jolteon's just going to be able to come in and clean it up, I believe. You can go Moltres first if you really would like.
Yeah.
This will work too.
It definitely guarantees it better.
Yep, because Metagross will have to step on a spike when it comes back in, so pretty much guaranteed put it in range of the Jolteon here. So yeah, Kristyl, after that really crazy focus punch, I mean, it's black belt. Black belts are with Cloyster, and with Cloyster on Cloyster teams actually really like, because you're going to be forcing in a lot of pert early because you're going to be chipping Skarm really heavily, and Cloyster comes in and spikes all over that, so that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Especially with Moltres to deal with the because you usually drop EQ on that set, especially with Moltres to deal with the Jirachis that you now can no longer hit. I think it's a pretty nice. Those three are a pretty nice synergy together. I like those a lot. Anyway, pretty solid game one to Kristyl here.
Extremely, very surgically played, and obviously Blissey going down that early was incredibly helpful for Krystyl's team.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Moltres, the Jolteon, and the Gengar all lined up basically. Those are the last three alive, and Endill's got to be thinking like, this would have been like, this wasn't a game basically. Like, he lost on turn 3 pretty much.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see if he can bring it back here in game 2.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we see a double Metagross lead. No, we're not. No. No. We are not. Okay, that's Sleep Talk CB meta. We are not making. It's going to be Sleep Talk. Yep. You can't focus there. It's going to be Sleep Talk if it hards in like that. But we cannot be going hard Gar on turn 1. We cannot be doing that. That's such. For those of you who don't know, you might think, okay, hard Gar is a reasonable play because because lead Metagross likes to boom, right, to catch the Skarm swap out of T-Tar and like to just generally make the game 5v5 to make your offense team feel a little bit better. The reason why you don't want a hard Gar to catch that boom is because there are times where the CB meta will just mash, first of all, and there are also times where the CB meta, or where it's just a normal meta and it clicks mash versus the T-Tar, and you just like have lost your Gar for your Gar doesn't die to one mash if it's bulky, but like you basically just lose your Gar for nothing. It's not a fantastic play really, but
yeah.
Anyway, Endill has a bit of an interesting build. There was a whole Ludicolo that I just missed because I was busy ranting about that, but
it died to mix meta, but it did take some nice chip for it, and played all threatening boom.
Endill's team looks like a pretty interesting like spikeless offense build. I'm gonna guess it's a T-Tar last, but I could be wrong with the Ludicolo.
Oh my gosh.
Kristyl just looks like she's on like maybe an updated version of those like it's Medoll. Interesting. When I see mixed meta Loom Lax, the first thing I think of is those like back from when Undisputed used to play, that type of mix off was really popular. It was like mixed meta Loomzard, Lax, Mixed Ment, I think, and it's something like that. It was okay, Harding and Gar on the explosion, okay. But I think Kristyl is looking, Endill's just gonna be able to go boom, boom, boom to close this one out. It looks like
crit is the only way out here.
Yep, this game ended really before I had a chance to talk about anything. That's crazy. Wow, what an explosive game 2 from it. Literally, he boomed I think 3 Pokemon.
Yep. And notably that Metagross sleep talked the explosion.
Yeah, sleep talk explosion. Yes. So
I think I think we also got to see another weird, quirky ADV mechanic with the sleep talk choice band shenanigans. It can only sleep talk the first turn it's in. If it tries to click anything after that, it fails.
Yes, and for those curious, this is also the case in DPP. Both ADV and DPP have that same mechanic. You see that mechanic a lot more frequently in DPP because Specs Lottie will often run Sleep Talk to swap into Breloom. And we'll stay and click Sleep Talk. And then the only moves it can pull are attacks versus the Breloom clicking Focus Punch, etc. So it's pretty common knowledge in DPP. Not so much in ADV because the only time you'd ever really see it is with Sleep Talk CB meta, which is kind of an uncommon set. But you learn something new every day.
Yeah, really well brought by Endill here. Called that loom coming.
Yeah, we're getting into game 3 here.
Yep, for all the marbles for round 1, last set.
Okay, another meta lead versus T-Tar. So Kristyl immediately with the upper hand here. We'll see what happens on turn 1. It is a Houdini. Okay. So that is all. Oh, it's Houdini Skarm too. I love Houdini Skarm. It's so broken because if you hit the Skarm turn 1, then you're up a Skarm and your opponent is down a Skarm, and you didn't even have to worry about like the whole mag thing where you let up a spike on the turn you swap it in. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
I would guess Krystyl's team is maybe a little. It could be like. I'm guessing there might be a Gar. Maybe not with Houdini. I'm not sure, but Endill, I'm guessing, is probably just on something like Big 5 Zap, given what's revealed.
Mm-hmm. I definitely really like. I really like Endill's Thunderbolt into the Swampert. Obviously, it's going to scout for Hidden Power Grass on the first few turns. So the Skarm's going to get some layers up, and that's going to be really most important for Blissey.
That Wismiss is a little annoying, but I think if this... I'm going to say if this pert is... This is good recognition from Kristyl, by the way, that cashing in Skarm for layers is about the best thing she can do right now. Because it's very, very incredibly unlikely that Endill's last is... If Endill's last is a spinner, then he's brought maybe the worst ADV team of all time. So,
yeah, I mean, that is just almost guaranteed to be a pert at this point.
Yes.
3 spikes down with arrow facing this. Okay, it's a Flygon.
It's a Flygon. Okay, so we're seeing more maybe a Superman style build. It's sub arrow though. Okay, that's gonna tank an HP Fly pretty nicely, and then have to contend with Earthquake, which something like Flygon can come right back in on.
I think maybe it was trying to scout for like a sub toxic build.
Yeah, and now the scary thing is subbing in front of this Flygon. Endill should nice toxic from Endill. I would guess this is maybe Ref Pert. I guess I don't know. But we'll see if it is right here. Looks like it is. Toxic usually indicates refresh as well. Or it sometimes isn't, but it usually indicates mono Pert at least.
Notably, that arrow was lefties.
It was sub lefties, yeah, which is a really interesting set because it still looked like it was 3 attacks, so...
Oh, it's rest.
Oh, I wonder...
This might be curse rest.
No, but this makes me think it's Heal Bell Celebi in the back as the last Pokemon. I would think that anyway. Okay. Swampert just going to absorb an HP Grass from Zapdos, and now... Oh, it's Rest, Protect, Toxic, Surf. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that really makes me think there's a Heal Beller in the back.
Almost has to be, right?
Yeah.
Nope. That's a Tyranitar.
No, it's just probably... It's Tyranitar. Okay. So... Oh, smart.
Nice.
Heads up roar from Endill there.
Really nice roar.
Knowing that Kristyl likely isn't going to DD into the threat of full health Flygon just coming in and blanking, Rock Slide into the threat of full health Flygon just coming in and blanking the hit, right? So smart to roar to prevent the one way things could get a little scary on that turn. And I'm guessing we're gonna see. Okay, Kristyl just opts to Rock Slide this time. So Gar is gonna come in. I'm guessing this will be a taunt. You see, or just an explosion. Okay.
Yeah, that's
reasonable because Flygon can come in no matter what. Yep.
It's a really reasonable boom.
And you don't even have to predict there because there's no way Arrow can't do anything to you really. You should just click Rock Slide here. Yep. And this, barring like several Rock Slide misses in a row, I think should be the game for Endill. Very interesting team that Kristyl brought. I'm not so sure about the sub lefties arrow. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to accomplish. It's not really my... I guess I can kind of understand it if you think, well, obviously if you're going to be forcing switches a lot with spikes up, which arrow does, then I think it's kind of reasonable, but I think I would just use a more standard CB set here if I'm going to use an arrow personally.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Krystyl's in main event and I lost round 1 of play-in, so don't listen to me, but
I think maybe even like a Tox set here kind of won. Like Tox Rock Slide.
You could do there's a set that exists. You could do the ladder special, which is Subtech Tox Flame. That would fucking obliterate here, actually.
Even Rock Slide, even Subtech Tox Rock Slide is pretty strong.
Yeah, you can. I think that's like, I think that would be it'd be very reasonable. The issue with that set would be Metagross, but either way, clean game 3 from Endill there, utilizing the Superman to its fullest to deal with Krystyl's sub-lefties Aerodactyl, and
yeah, after that game 1, Kristyl definitely had the matchup, especially with Blissey gone, but Endill just pulled 2 really nice matchups in a row and managed to, with some solid play, bring it right back.
Yeah, Flygon was a major danger for Krystyl's Game 3 team. That was probably the one rock resist she really didn't want to see because it's not affected by those spikes. And Arrow, the Subtech lefty's Arrow is primed to deal with rock resists like Pert and Meta that are going to be stepping on spikes all game. But unfortunately for Kristyl, Endill made a very smart choice in bringing the Superman team and will be advancing to winners round 2 of the Jimvitational.
Yep, that he will. Thank you for joining me, Big Will, on this commentary adventure.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and thank you everybody for donating and supporting the tour. We greatly appreciate it. If you do have the ability to, please like, subscribe, and send us even small amounts on the donations really help a lot. Build up the hype and the prize pool. If you like what we're doing, any support helps. So thank you so much.
You know what? He said small amounts. I recommend that you actually send Gold Mason -$5. You need to ask him for $5. All right, everybody?
I would do it. I would do it. For the fans, I would do it.
If you heard this in the comments, post I'm asking Gold Mason for -$5 tomorrow, and then I'll read them all and I'll like them all.
There we go. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Good luck to Endill and Kristyl in the rest of the tournament, and we will see you next time on another Revival Tournaments commentated set.
Absolutely. Peace out.